Becoming your future self is not about taking these massive leaps. It's about alignment, the choice every single day to become the version of you that has everything that you want. Let's get into it.
I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this thing works, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway. I don't know how this will turn out, but screw it, I'ma do it anyway.
What is up, good people? It's your girl, Nikki P. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Untamed, where we are talking about living a life that is designed by you and not for you. Today, I am talking about the art of becoming your future self. And I want to start with talking a little bit about the difference between wishing, praying for change, versus living like it's actually done. So we all have dreams. We all have dreams. We all say things like, if I had more money, I would do ... If I had more time, I would do ... I wish I could do ... I had a friend of mine say to me, I wish I could travel and get paid for it. We say random things like this all the time. And the difference between like having it and not having it, all the things that I just said, this is you just expressing wishes to the universe. This is you possibly even praying to the universe, praying to God. This is what I want. I would like this. But every day, if you still get up and you're still making the same decisions, you're still showing up the same way every day, and how you look and how you talk and just how you are, how you're aligned, you're not going to see any changes. So the art of becoming your future self, it has to go beyond the wishing and the praying. You actually have to act it out. I remember hearing the Bible verse that said faith without works is dead. So it's great that you have the faith, like to say I can do this thing, I can have this thing, I can be this thing. It's great. It is so great. That is great positive mindset to have. But if you are not actually taking the steps to do and to become that person, you will stay exactly where you are. So I want to emphasize the fact that it doesn't have to be this quantum leap. Like I've heard the term quantum leap. I've heard about people that literally quantum leaped into, this new reality or this new thing. I've heard of this. But I think for a lot of us, the concept of that, of like this immediate shift, is really very overwhelming. And I think that, and I know for me, because I do tend to be an extremist, I am a person who had to work on my mindset of believing that, that if it wasn't 100%, it didn't count. You can do small, little alignments every single day that will incrementally get you closer. Like when I'm talking about the art of becoming, the key word in that is becoming. Like you don't just snap your fingers and you become this new version of you. You have to, it is becoming the process of, it is a journey to getting to this new version of you. And so you can start with little tweaks with how you show up every day. I was on Instagram and I saw this video of a person who she was promoting her business about how she teaches people how to shift the way that they speak when they come into rooms. She was talking about it from like a business perspective, from a career perspective, and she would give examples of, you know, instead of saying this, say that. And I think, I'm trying to remember, one of the examples was like, well, you know, I was kind of thinking that maybe, you know, you should try something else. To how to flip that to make that sound more confident is, here's what I would suggest. And she gave like several examples of that, where the first comment was something that gave insecurity. You know, it's I don't know, well, I mean, you know. And instead of that, she gave the language to speak, no, to speak directly, this is how I would handle that. I understand how you feel, but this is what I would do. Gives two totally different vibes. And so even something as simple as that is changing your language. You know, just imagine, as a business owner, instead of being aligned with the energy of insecurity and, you know, and I'm not really that confident in what I have and what in my value and all of those things that is giving with how you speak, and sometimes even how you dress and show up in a room, to now even your posture, even your sitting up, even your looking, making eye contact, even changing the way that you speak. Now you sound like a person to be taken seriously. Now you sound like a person who, oh, I want to work with her. Oh yeah, that thing that she said, oh, that comment that she made, oh, that was so spot on. But it was because you showed up differently in a room. Imagine if you are seeking and desiring a romantic relationship, and you go from, you know, shrinking yourself, like going into a you know, a cafe, a restaurant, or whatever, and you go and you sit in the corner and you have your head down and you're looking at your phone, and, you know, and you might look absolutely amazing, but your whole energy, your attitude is giving very, don't come talk to me, because I'm over here. I have sat in this corner away from everybody because I don't want anybody to talk to me. I'm looking at my phone and only focused on my phone because I don't want anybody to say anything to me. But imagine if, instead of doing that, you walk into the room, you walk different. You already walk in with this confidence. You walk in with your head held high, not looking down, not avoiding people, but you walk in with your head held high. You don't go sit in the corner. You go sit in a space where you are open and you take up space, and you're not on your phone, or at least not glued to your phone. You are sitting up and you are looking, and you're up and you're engaging. And if people walk in and out of the restaurant or the cafe, you engage, you look them in their eye, you smile, give a little, you know, small smile. Don't have to be anything extra. That gives a very different energy than somebody who just walked in the room. And I'm gonna sit over here and I'm just gonna be quiet, and, you know, and that gives a different energy. So when you do those small little tweaks, that over time helps to shift you into that future self. And that's how you start living like that person today. Little things like that. What you prioritize in your day. If you're desiring to be a business owner, if you already are a business owner and you're trying to scale your business, how do you prioritize your day? Do you give everything to the 9 to 5, and then by the time you come back home, you don't give any time to yourself? No, that's not the version of you that's going to get what it is you're trying to call in. The CEO version of you knows how to allocate her energy throughout the day to make sure that she gives the proper attention to what needs the most attention that day. She shows up every single day. She sets her intention before she goes out the door. She sets her intention before she starts her workday. And then she sits down and she writes that out, and she goes through that list. And when she finishes what she needs to do for her 9 to 5, she still prioritizes herself, and she still comes and she works on her business, because that is what a CEO does. That's how you slowly become that version of you. Think about even what it like, how you even want to work as a CEO. This is something I did recently. I was fortunate to have a good bit of time off from working for my clients. And I spent 1 week literally planning like my entire day from start to finish without interference from anybody else. And I remember thinking, like typical, work days, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I had this moment where I was like, I don't want to work Monday through Friday. I knew I didn't want to work 40 hours, but I was like, I don't want to work Monday through Friday. I don't. I was like, and even if I do work on Monday, I was like, I don't want to work hard on Monday. I'm coming out of the weekend tired. I want to shift that. And then I realized that, like, I had to learn how to prioritize like creativity in my life, because I found that I was like leaving that behind. But I know future version of me is really in her creative flow and her creative energy. And so I had to make a decision to like prioritize that in how I was doing my tasks for the day. So I went into 1 week and I said, you know what? Monday, I'm assigning Monday as bare minimum Monday. I'm not doing a whole lot of work today. There are some things that I do have to do on Monday, but you know what? Monday, for the most part, I'm chilling. I'm not doing a whole lot on Monday. It's bare minimum Monday from now on. And then Fridays, I was like, why am I working on Fridays? I don't actually want to work on Fridays. Future CEO me is not working on Fridays. So I was like, Friday is now deemed my creative day. This is my creative flow day. So now on Fridays, I don't do work for that. Like, I'm not working in my business that day. I'm working on my creative projects that day, because that is what I want to prioritize, because future version of me prioritizes that. So it's like doing those tiny little adjustments into how you show up every single day in this journey of becoming your future self. And it is just so important. It's like the little micro decisions that you make that help you align with that new identity. Look, just little things. They don't have to be these like major decisions, these major things. And I think a lot of times that's why we miss it, because it's not this big thing. It's this tiny little tweak. And just by that tiny little tweak, it shifts the whole way you show up. You know what I mean? So this is the type of stuff that I am teaching and talking about in my Rebrand Your Life book. This is what I mean. This is because you're embodying this new identity, the version of you that is living the life that you want. You are embodying that person today. That is what I talk about in this book. You have to align your habits, your mindset, the way that you dress, your energy, all of that with the next version of you. So yeah, so that is my introduction into something special coming, this Rebrand Your Life that I am dropping. The soft launch will be next week, just in time for Thanksgiving, and that will run through the end of November, and then full on launch mode from December through the remainder of this year. And so if you would like access to this, early access to this, because you do not have to wait, we're not waiting until 2026 to make the changes that we know we want to make today. We are no longer procrastinating. That does not align with the version of you who already has the things that you want. We are not doing that. We are making decisions today. We are aligning our actions and our habits today. We're starting today. And so if you want to get on the list to get first access to my Rebrand Your Life book, click the link in the description. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to share this product with you guys, because these action steps and this work has been what has helped me shift a lot in my life just this year. I really, not that I don't recognize myself, but there's been so much that has changed just from the beginning of this year until now. And that is crazy for me to think about. That's so crazy for me to think about. So yeah, I'm excited. So make sure you guys do click that link to get on the email list to get first access. And I will see you on my next one. By the time you see the next video, it'll be the day that it drops. Yay! I'll see you in the next one. Mwah. What's up, good people? Thanks for watching this video. If something resonated with you, please give it a like, share with a friend. Also leave me comments just to say hi. Tell me how you're feeling. And if there are any other topics that you want me to cover, please feel free to let me know. And if you like this and you want to hear more, please hit that subscribe button. And I will see you in the next one.